Welcome to channel ECH 539 News Live at 5.
Tonight, we continue our in-depth coverage on early childhood curricula. Our focus this evening will be opening the world of learning, better known as OWL.
OWL is a comprehensive curriculum with an emphasis on language and early literacy. It's broken up into 6 units, which last approximately 4 weeks each. The 6 units are Family, Friends, Wind and Water, The World of Color, Shadows and Reflections, and Things That Grow.
The OWL curriculum utilizes daily routine to inject curriculum-specific components in an integrated fashion to promote child's early literacy abilities. Through the OWL components, children gain phonological awareness, letter knowledge, increased social skills, and the opportunity to participate in a learning community.
Centered around high-quality literature, children participate in singing, poetry, teacher-led games, and child-led writing activities, all of which are infused with conversations around social-emotional issues.
A typical day in an OWL classroom starts with morning meeting, which is also called Introduction to Centers. Morning meeting introduces children to the day's center activities, guides children in making a first center choice, models appropriate use of materials, a how-to, and provides teachers a management tool to support a variety of social goals.
Our field reporter Penny Pullman now takes us live into an OWL classroom where we get the opportunity to see the morning meeting in action. Take it away, Penny.
Penny Pullman, I'm reporting live in a preschool classroom where they're implementing the OWL curriculum. This morning we're going to get the opportunity to see a morning meeting in action. So let's go take a look.
In the sandbox, today is the last day for our letters. Get them out so you can use the screen. Sift the letter right out of the sand, shake it so all the sand falls down. We have many ways to sort our letter today. I have found a W. So you can sort it by finding the lowercase w. Found one that matches. Or you could sort it in our tray by color and put all of the pink ones together. But today I've also added one more thing. I've added number cards. So you can put one number card in each section. Let's see. This one. Oh, I think I'll put...
Welcome back. As you can see, we had the opportunity to observe a morning meeting where children get the opportunity to see the materials that they will work with that day, and the teacher has the opportunity to demonstrate what they can do with those materials. Back to you, Erica and Megan.
Wow, that was really informational.
It really was. We'll catch up with Penny later in the broadcast.
Morning meeting is just one of the many components that children experience throughout their daily routine.
Some of the other components of OWL are center time, a time where children choose from 6 to 8 areas in the classroom to explore. While children participate in these centers, adults use the acronym OWL, or Observe, Wait, and Listen, to tune into what children are doing. Engaging children in extended conversations, they are sure to draw in all the children in the classroom in order to participate in these positive dialogues.
Another component is story time, where the main goal is to expose children to high-quality literature. During this time, only narratives can be read. The same story is repeated 3 to 4 times during the week with a different goal for each reading.
Songs, wordplay, and letters, or SWPL, is another major component of the OWL curriculum. This is another whole group activity that focuses on direct, intentional teaching of early literacy skills through poetry, songs, finger plays, and movement activities.
The final major component of the OWL curriculum is called Let's Find Out About It, Let's Talk About It, which is a whole group activity aimed at linking knowledge from previous daily activities in order to introduce new concepts and skills, social-emotional language and skills, and problem-solving strategies.
Let's now follow Penny Pullman back into the classroom where she gives us an inside look at storytime in action. Penny?
Again, this is Penny Pullman reporting live from a preschool classroom where they're implementing the OWL curriculum. This morning we're going to get the opportunity to see a story read 2 from this unit. Let's go in the classroom and check it out.
So I heard one of my friends say that we have read this already, right? So we remember the title, The Lion. Do you know the rest? And the Little Red Bird. Good. Okay, the author and illustrator is Elisa Clevin. You okay? All right. So one thing I noticed about the cover that I didn't notice before. Remember we were talking about the illustrations and how she used different methods, different textures on her illustrations? Because when I looked at the lion's mane, the fur around his head.
Again, as you can see, we had the opportunity to observe Story Read 2, a chance where children get to reconstruct the story that they heard the day before in the classroom. Back to you, Erica and Megan.
That was great. Thanks again, Penny. Oh wait, this just in, breaking news. We're going to go back to Allie Mishu, who's live in the field with what she believes is the secret to implementing the OWL curriculum. Allie?
Hey, come this way. I think I found the secret to the OWL curriculum. Sir, what do you have to say?
It appears Allison's having some technical difficulties. We'll come back to you later, Allie. Thank you. Isn't it true, Megan, that OWL is a research-based curriculum?
Yes, numerous studies have been conducted on the effectiveness of OWL.
And in order to help us out with understanding what the research says, we now go live to Allison Mishu, who's standing by in UMF's Mantor Library. Allie, can you hear me?
I hear you, Erica. The OWL curriculum was created by Pearson Education. In order to evaluate the effectiveness of OWL, Pearson contracted with researchers at West Ed and Vanderbilt University's Center for Research and Methodology. In 2008-2009 school year, West Ed recruited 6 preschool programs serving 625 students exposed to the OWL curriculum. These students were further broken down into smaller subsets to examine the effectiveness of OWL on students of varying cultures, socioeconomic statuses, gender, and English language learners. It's important to note that the West Ed study contained a control group that were not receiving the OWL curriculum. West Ed used the Peabody Picture Vocabulary Test in order to measure children's receptive vocabulary. In order to measure the success of implementation by teachers, West Ed conducted site visits, required staff to maintain implementation logs, as well as participate in surveys. And here are the results. One of the largest studies done on the OWL curriculum was conducted in conjunction with Vanderbilt University in 2008. 8 preschools from around the country that had been recipients of the Early Reading First funding were studied. A variety of different educational settings were represented, including Head Start, public pre-K, and private community preschools. Over 100 teachers and 3,000 students were evaluated using multiple measures. Student results were generated through pre- and post-tests using PBVT3 and classroom observations. These classroom observations were also used in conjunction with staff surveys to measure the success of implementation of OWL by teachers. Here are the results of that study, as well as some information on research that was not contracted by Pearson. Looking at the results, a few trends are clear to see. Children showed marked gains in early language and literacy skills as well as pre-reading knowledge, which are the key components to school readiness. Children from low-income homes, as well as English language learners, stand to make the even greater gains than children who are not. While the evidence suggests positive gains for children receiving the OWL curriculum, many challenges exist in the implementation of the approach. Some of the biggest challenges include lack of sufficient training and professional development, the need to create materials used in delivering the curriculum, and the length of the rollout time for full curriculum implementation. Reporting from Mantor Library, I'm Allison Mishu. Woo-hoo! Back to you.
Wow, that's a lot to think about.
It sure is. And the thinking is not over. Join us tomorrow evening where our focus will be tools of the mind. No screwdrivers required.
Signing off tonight, I'm Erica Harris.
And I'm Megan Waterman.
Good night.